Pergi mana ni?
Oh, nak pergi cosplay fair.
Cosplay.
Ah.
Itulah sebab pakai macam ni ah. You punya road tax sudah mati tau.
Rotek sudah mati.
Ah,
I sudah lupa. Boleh tolong tak?
tolong you renew.
Ah.
Oh, you pun tahu ah? Okay. Sekarang ni, you punya handphone pergi POI to you. Nampak tak?
Nampak.
Tekan road tax. Lepas tu masuk you punya nombor kereta, ID semua. Lepas tu bayar. Dia akan bagi you QR code.
Yang ni QR code dia akan keluar segera ke boleh guna pakai?
Segera dapat.
Oh,
Okay? Lepas I scan, macam ni lah. You dah renew lah.
Okay.
Jangan kena tangkap lagi ya.
Sorry.
Renew sekarang ah.
Okay, arigatou ni-chan.
Okay, pergi. Hi guys, check this out. Yay. This is the new Volvo C40 Recharge twin engine. Alright, first off, let's look at the rear. Now, as you can see, this is a sloping roof premium compact SUV, and it is also an EV, like the sibling car or the sister car of the ever so popular XC40. And on top of that success, Volvo decided to launch the C40 with a sloping roof. And here the roof slopes down so that aerodynamic pushes rainwater, and then through these slits generate downforce and also cleans your rear windscreen. There are two fins here, very unusual for Volvo because these are EVs and efficiency is everything. Now Volvo's signature has always been these lights that goes all the way up here. Why? It's also for safety, because the higher it is mounted, the further people can see that you are braking. Also, in some cars where brake lights are down here, some minor accidents and they stop working, but those that goes all the way up, they still do. The new Volvo logos are always spaced with enough kerning, very classy. In fact, Volvo was one of the first to start doing this, and now we see a lot of car makers doing that as well. The third brake lights are here as required by regulation. And you'll be thinking, a sloping roof, what about the boot space? Apart from this opening being slightly slanted, I was surprised to see that there isn't much compromise when it comes to boot space. There is no load lip. You can sit here. And this proprietary Volvo parcel separator is fantastic. And these little stuffs over here for you to hang your shopping bags. And it's just overall brilliant. And there are some heavy duty hooks over here where you can hang really heavy stuffs. And of course, over here, you get a pass-through where, let's say you bought something long and all that, you can shove it through there and it will fit inside the car. It comes with a parcel shelf, so when you close the boot, it covers up your item, people can't see through it. Here you can see the C pillar here or D pillar. Here there's a very nice indentation which creates the visual. If you see from this side, you will see this shoulder. This is a classic Volvo design language that accentuates, a proper stance, but also part of their whole crash structure and all that. Now, this is not a huge car, and I'm not a small person. In any measure, I am 5'11", size 11.5 feet. Now, going in and out, I can immediately feel the difference between this and the normal XC40. Because of the sloping roof, I have to remind myself to duck my head a little bit. Then in I come, sat here. I have about 2 fingers of headroom, a little bit lesser than the XC40, but I have enough knee room. I have enough room here between myself and the passenger in the middle. One thing I like about the XC40 is that the middle seats, they don't bulge up that much. Okay, so the middle passenger sort of sit on the same height as the passengers on the side. And you get 2 aircon vents over here at the back. These are nets, so you can put, kids, they put their toys and all that. Even the bulging object can be can be put inside this netting, as compared to some cars with like envelope style. You can't really put bulging objects and just flat stuff. In terms of visibility, I think the window line is not too high, so as a passenger from behind, I get good visibility. Now, a lot of door cards were designed with a lot of compartmentalization with bottles and all that, right? This was designed so that the entire laptop, the entire sleeve, be it a 15-inch, 17-inch laptop, you can slot it right here. And to be able to do something like this means Volvo needs to strengthen this plastic. So a lot of car makers need to do compartments or just close it off so that it doesn't feel flimsy. So the way that Volvo does it, first of all, they use high quality plastic. Secondly, they fold it so that the whole thing has a structural rigidity, allowing them to have a full open area without this thing feeling flimsy at all. And of course, these materials are all made of recycled materials. Coming inside here, very familiar. If you have the XC40, it is a very comfortable sitting position. The steering wheel goes, tilt adjustable and telescope adjustable. Something so small as an aircon vent. Look at that beautiful Scandinavian design. Looks like it's floating, and just one knob does everything. All right, close it off, open it up, and all that. Very, very nice. The steering wheel size is just nice. The material finishing is high quality, satin chrome, very nice to touch. And one thing I love the most is the LCD cluster that provides every information needed. When you drive other cars, other premium cars, you have a stock over here that you see set, reset, acceleration, cancel, plus, minus. It's mind-boggling. Whereas Volvo relook into that cruise control stock, throw it out, and then add this. So when you're driving, just press this button once, and then you activate Pilot Assist. Press once more, then you go into the second level, whereby it pairs Adaptive Cruise Control with Lane Keep Assist to create Pilot Assist. That's it. And it's so simple. You just press and then done. You're on the go. And when the traffic in front comes to a halt, your car will also come to a halt. If the stop is less than 2 seconds, the car will automatically launch itself once the car in front starts moving. But if it is more than 2 or 3 seconds, you will have to press the plus button, press it once, and then your car will continue go. Or you can tap the throttle, but I think I would recommend pressing this. It's way easier. One thing I really like is that the map is permanently projected here, which is very useful. You can use this button to change it. Why? Now, navigation is something important for cars. Now, most cars, navigation system cannot match up to what your phone has, not Volvo. So most car makers, you need to have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and all that in order to use what you have in your phone, right? Even though Volvo has those, what you need to know is that the new generation Volvo has Google Maps. Basically, you will know which roads are more jammed up and all that. All those informations are there. What I like is that you can set your location here very easily, and then it's over here as well. So when the passenger by the side needs to do something else, like music and all that, right? It doesn't affect your viewing of where you're supposed to go and all that. Now, this is an EV. Here you can see that 66% charge left in the car, but here you can immediately see what's your range, what's your projected range. Now, we've been starting the car here and leaving it like that, running the air conditioning, so it is estimating 200 km, okay? But it can go up to more if we do range optimizer, we turn it on, and then it will limit the air conditioning based on the needs of the car now. All right, so this car has been in a higher consumption stage in terms of mileage wise because it's parked here as a training car. All right, now this is the new infotainment system. You have the apps all over here. You can pull this down for logging in different profiles, and then you press settings. You come in here to change your driving dynamics, your pilot assist, safety assistance, one pedal drive and all that. What is one pedal drive? One pedal drive means you seldom use the brakes. You just use the accelerator to move, and then when you release, it starts braking. All right. So you have all this here, and then Play Store, Google Play Store, you can download the stuff that you need, your apps and all that is all here, one glance, all right? Now in terms of air conditioning, just press in the middle button and you can choose to blow air to the upper vents or straight to your face or then through your legs and all that, and then you can adjust the wind speed and all that. And then here would be for the temperature settings, or you can link them up, both of them are together. Very easy to use, all right? Press this, of course the door is open, so this camera is disabled, but then you have a very nice clear 360 view. All right, so this infotainment system is super easy to use. Down here you have the physical control buttons for the radios. You know, you can press, just one press of the button, you mute the song, and then volume, next previous song, that's it. Now over here we have two cup holders, and then over here we have the wireless charger for your phone. This one is interesting. You flip this up, you put your phone here, and then you can view whatever's on your phone. Very convenient. All right, and then here's the gear lever, very small and nice, and there's a little cute hole going through it. Here you have a 12-volt socket, and next to it are two USB ports, one for power and data. This is a dustbin that you can take it out, clean it, throw the trash out, or change the plastics inside. All right. How many cars have a built-in dustbin? And over here, this armrest glove box is big enough or designed perfectly for you to put a tissue box in. Now, there is a sizable glove box where you have a little strap to hold other stuffs, and then you can hold your pen. Not just that, look at this one. This maximum 2 kg. Put it back, you can hang your handbag, you can hang other stuffs. You know, most car makers, right, when you buy, let's say, the entry range, all right, you don't get the same seats as you get from the higher range. But for Volvo, you get the exact same shape and size seats. How many times have you heard people saying that Volvo seats are the most comfortable in the business? Why? Because they are designed by orthopedics. So this seat, even though it's in an XC40 or C40, it still has the full range of adjustability on their seats. One of the studies that on highway, that involves highway driving and people falling asleep is when your car is still going 80, 100 kilometers, the person fell asleep, and then their cars veer off the side and then down the drain, and then they hit something and the car launches up and then it lands. This is a very common accident, all right? They've done all their studies. Now, when this happens in a lot of cars, you see the car land, right? You thought it's all right, but actually when it lands, a lot of people break their pelvic bones or their spines. So what Volvo does to their seats is that the moment they detect the car lift off the ground, they will open up the brackets to allow the seat to have an even more compression. So when the car lands, the seat takes the heaviest initial impact instead of your pelvic bone or your spine. Protects people, you know, which is something that I think more car makers should do. All right. Up here we have the lights, very bright, you know, enough for TikTok videos. And then here you have the visors, the mirrors, and this car also has a panoramic glass roof. So overall, this is a car that is fun to drive, efficient, goes pretty long range comparatively, and then is luxurious. It has Carbon Cardan sound system. It has the proven Volvo recipe of a car that is easy to live with and also comfortable and also powerful. Why? Because as cute as this car is, this car has more than 400 horsepower, 600 Newton meters of torque, and accelerates from 0 to 100 in just 4.7 seconds. That kind of speed is, if I'm not wrong, faster than a Lamborghini Diablo. Let's look at the front. So over the front here, you have a clamshell bonnet. Clamshell bonnets are beautiful because there are no cut lines. Remember the shoulder line I mentioned just now? It is accentuated over here as well. Now these are the headlamps. It has been sharpened, right? Similar to the XC40 facelift, it is sharper over here. There are some garnishing bits over there with fog lamps. And then because this is an EV, this part is now covered in body color. Unusual for some people because everybody thinks that we need an intake here. This is an electric car. There's no need for air intake. All right, it's better for the air to just travel over it. Here we have the new stylized Volvo logo with an integrated camera module. Very clean because it's an EV. Here you can add wiper water. That's about it. This is now a frunk because this platform also has a ICE powered version and a hybrid, plug-in hybrid version. Nevertheless, this one you can fill your stuffs here. All right, pretty useful. See this plastic clip? All right, first time Volvo owners will be like, what is that? It's for you to slot your little card for your condominium access. How thoughtful is that? And this is what we say Swedish design philosophy, Volvo C40 Recharge. Very thoughtful, very stylish, but yet subtle at the same time. All right? You will be watching this video later on. We are shooting here because during the launch of this Volvo C40 Recharge, our entire team will not be in Malaysia, unfortunately. So thank you so much to Volvo Malaysia for arranging this for us to pre-shoot this video for your launch, and we congratulate you guys for having a successful launch. Cheers.